Very good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. I, Toastmaster CJ Dinesh Shekhar, will be your surgeon at arms for today's meeting. The mission of Toastmasters International is to empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. The mission of the club is to provide a supportive and a positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Through this mission, each Toastmaster gains a clear understanding of the club's purpose, and the organization as a whole benefits from a shared set of values and goals. As per the practice of Toastmasters International, I request all the members to refrain from talking on 3 taboo topics, that is, sex, religion, and politics. I request all the members to keep your mobile phone switched off or put it in silent mode. Please maintain complete silence and do not leave or enter the room whenever the speaker is delivering a speech, and also please do not distract the speaker. Now I would like to call upon our presiding officer today. And a presiding officer, as we all know, she's a doctor by profession. She is also a HOD at Satyabama Dental College and Hospital, and she will also complete her second doctorate, that is a PhD, in a couple of months. She has been in Medley Toastmasters Club for nearly 4 years. And as her name Pravda, I asked her what does the name Pravda mean. It's a very new name. She told that in Russian it means being honest and truthful. With this, I call upon Medley Toastmasters President, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you, SAA, Toastmaster Dinesh Shekhar, for setting the rules for today's meeting. A very good afternoon to my dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good afternoon.
Welcome you all to this special Medley meeting. To the sound of this gavel, I declare Medley meeting number 812 open. I would like to recognize and welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster V.N. Subramanian, the Charter President of Medley Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster Suganti Perisami, the District Director of District 82 and past President of Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham, the past Area Manager of District 82 and past President of Medley Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan, past President of Medley Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Venkataseshan, the past President of Medley Toastmasters Club and current Area Director of F4. Toastmaster Prasannavani, the immediate past President of Medley Toastmasters Club and the current Area Director of C3. Thank you all for joining today's meeting. We also have around 8 guests who have joined today's meeting. Ms. Yuvashri, Mr. Gantara, Mr. Sasidharan, Mr. Saranga, Ms. Jayashri, Mr. Perumal, Mr. Pradeep Rajan, and Mr. Hari Krishnan. Thank you so much for joining today's meeting. My husband wanted my daughter to become a lawyer, and I wanted her to become a doctor. But she is interested in research. 4 days before, I read an article in Hindu, and it states that today youngsters are not able to get jobs that are suitable for according to their domain of knowledge. This is not because there is no enough job in the market, but it is because we are not able to identify a suitable candidate who is going to fulfill the needs of that job profile. And the reason what this article says is that there is lack of passion among the youngsters. Today, the youngsters, the students are only forced to learn from the curriculum that has been already given by the university, that is not of much interest to them. It is not going to have anything related to their passion. And their evaluation is also done only according to the curriculum that is given. And that is not giving them the enough skill that is going to suit them for the job that is their domain of knowledge. And this article highlights that passionpreneurship is a key for unlocking the potential of the student, and that is going to be the future for the education hereafter. Passionpreneurship is a combination of passion and entrepreneurship, reflecting on pursuing any career based on the individual's values and interests, or not just by the opportunities that are available in the market. In contrast to the entrepreneurship, the traditional entrepreneurship that is mainly based on profit-based, this passionpreneurship is based on the desires or the driven ability of one's interest in the field, in their field of interest and their domain of knowledge. And this article states that it is very, very essential to include this passionpreneurship in the curriculum so that the students are allowed to or exposed to all these unconventional paths that is more related to their passions. So fostering this passionpreneurship also involves learning other soft skills like creativity, communication skills, and critical thinking and emotional intelligence. Friends, I would like to tell you that one such platform that is going to help you in developing all these soft skills that are essential for passionpreneurship is Toastmasters. For the benefit of the guests who joined today, Toastmasters is a non-profit international educational organization that is started by a person named Dr. Medley 100 years before. It was started as a small club in some part of California with just less than 20 members. Today it has grown to involve lakhs and lakhs of people around more than 140 countries. And it all works as a community of club. This was developed to improve the communication and leadership skill of a person. I would say that apart from improving the public speaking and leadership skills, it also improves other vital skills such as creative thinking and listening skills. So with this, I would like to hand over this session to a person who can take this meeting forward. Is the Toastmaster of the day. Today, to do this role, we have a person who is professionally a classical acupuncturist, who is practicing, having his own clinic. Though he is a passionpreneurship, he is also a passionate Toastmaster and a very sincere Toastmaster who is always ready to complete any of the leadership role that we give it to him. So please help me to welcome Toastmaster Pramod Anand, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the very kind introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good afternoon.
First, I'd like to give a quick introduction of Medley Toastmasters Club. It is a 16-year-old Toastmasters Club with 62 members currently, many of whom are experienced and veteran Toastmasters who are often called to other forums to speak. And we are one of the leading clubs in Chennai. Now to introduce the theme. Today's theme, as some of you might know, is rain or shine. And as many of you might know, this is all about showing up. I would like to take a moment to appreciate all of us who have shown up today. I would like to appreciate those of us who traveled the distance, all the way from far away, Puduppettai, Paris Corner, Velachery, and so on. Many of us come from far away, and many of us show up rain or shine, meeting after meeting. Over 800 meetings and still counting. Medley never gives up even when our leaders are at another conference, for example, it could be an area level or a district level, or if it's an office training program, even then the club still continues. And one of the reasons for the discipline and the commitment that each of our members has, and when I'm talking about leaders, each of us in Toastmasters is a leader, or at least has the potential to lead without title, with or without title. And one of the reasons for this discipline and commitment that we have is because of such exemplary leaders. So I would like to appreciate each and every single one of us here for showing up today. And I would like to especially thank those of us who have shown up in the dress code as prescribed by our Vice President of Education. Our Toastmasters Club typically has 3 parts. For those of us who are guests or coming here for the first time, the first part is a prepared speech session. Today we have 3 prepared speakers, and they will certainly be giving wonderful speeches. The second part is a table topic session, or as it is known outside Toastmasters as extempo, where we practice speaking on our feet. And one of the reasons this is very exciting is because we don't know what the table topics master is going to ask us to speak. And guests also get to speak today during the table topic session. Today we also have an educational session by our Area C3 Director, Toastmaster Prasanna on the parliamentary procedures. And the third part of the meeting is the evaluation session, where our general evaluator, our speech evaluator, and the auxiliary role players, also known as the tag role players, shall be giving their feedback and the reports. Now, I would like to introduce our general evaluator. She's a physiotherapist by profession. And rain or shine, she will show up at her workplace or her center. She worships her work. And that's something which I can resonate with. I'm sure many of us can resonate with here. Please help me welcome onto the stage Toastmaster Hema.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Thomas. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a general evaluator, the purpose of general evaluator is to just evaluate everything that takes place in the meeting, during the meeting, and note down everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will also take a note on each participant and look for the good examples of the preparation, observation, enthusiasm, delivery, and performances. I'll come with a report in the end. To support here, I have 2 teams here. One is a tag team, other one is an evaluation team. First, I would like to call my tag team. First, a timer. Timer Toastmaster Amrita. She's a software professional that works experience in the US and India. Currently, she's a director in a software startup, an avid reader of both fiction and non-fiction books. She loves attending lectures about the temples of South India and learn about the history of the city of Chennai. Please put your hands to welcome our Toastmaster.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'll be the timer for today's meeting. As a timer, I'll be timing everybody's speech, including the table topic speakers, the prepared speeches, and the evaluators. For the prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes will be the green card, 6 minutes I'll show the yellow card, and 7 minutes I'll show the red card. Speakers have to finish by 7 minutes 30 seconds latest. And for the evaluators, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes I'll show the green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds I'll show the yellow card, 3 minutes I'll show the red card. And for the table topic speeches, the time is 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, it's no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute I will show the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds I'll show the yellow card, and At 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. I'll be timing all the speeches and I'll be providing the timer report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce our counter, Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh. He is a software engineer by profession. He is constantly learning and trying to do better than before.
Toastmasters and dear guests, my role as accounter is to note down all the filler words and the filler sounds, repetitive words, and the long pauses used by the speakers. The filler words are and, so you know. The filler sounds are the repetitive words like and you know, this means. These are all the crutch words we tend to use when we think about the script or think about a particular word we want to use in our speech. One suggestion is we can take a pause, suppose not a long pause, a short pause, think about the script and start speak again. This will increase the effectiveness and the clarity of the speech. I'll be listening to all the speakers and give my report at the end of the meeting when called by the general elevator. Thank you. Over.
Next, I'd like to call our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Peரியaswamy, who is a chartered accountant by profession, and she was a regional director of District 120. She is a past president of the Medley and passionate Toastmaster since 2010 and a proud Medleyan.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm playing the role of a grammarian. My duty is to observe the good usages of the English language all throughout the meeting, and also to observe what could we have done better in order to avoid the incorrect usage of the English language. I will also be presenting a new word that we can induct into our vocabulary today. The theme for today is rain or shine. In conjunction with that theme, I would like to present the word of the day. It's unequivocally. It is an adverb. The meaning is leaving no doubt, unquestionable, or unambiguous. Another form of the word is unequivocal, which is an adjective. I'll give you examples. Unequivocal, which is an adjective, can be put to use like the executive committee of Medley has the unequivocal support of our members. The adverb unequivocally can be put to use like Hema was judged as the best speaker unequivocally by the panel. Let's also try to use some of the idioms or phrases. One is the theme, which is rain or shine. No matter what, I will attend Medley meeting every Saturday. Rain or shine, I'll go for walking every day. Like a New Year resolution, we are in that period of the year. The next is beyond the shadow of doubt. Beyond the shadow of doubt, I'm determined to keep up all my New Year resolutions. So whenever you hear any of the speakers on the stage use unequivocally or unequivocal, rain or shine, no matter what, beyond the shadow of doubt, please do applaud and show your encouragement. I'll pass on 2 sheets. You can quickly have a look at the word of the day and the idioms and phrases of the day. With that said, over to you, Madam General.
Now I just hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day. In the end, I'll come with the report.
Thank you, Toastmaster. For our prepared For our prepared speech session, our first Toastmaster, our first speaker is going to be a young and energetic Toastmaster. Of course, everyone is young and energetic, but he's a MBA student studying at IIT Madras, and no matter what, he will show up for his family and friends. Before I call Toastmaster Ranjit onto the stage, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Rohit, to explain the purpose of the speech. Toastmaster Rohit.
Very good afternoon. Pleased to be back in Toastmasters after a very long time. All right. Today I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Ranjit's speech. Toastmaster Ranjit is delivering his speech from Pathways Motivational Strategies, writing a speech with a purpose. So, the title of his speech is "Two is better than one." Purpose is to learn and learn the basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Timer, the length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best, Toastmaster Ranjit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Ranjit onto the stage. I hope this is audible. Toastmaster Ranjit, 2 is better than 1. 2 is better than 1, Toastmaster Ranjit.
A father once asked his son to break a single stick. The son snapped it very easily. Then the father gave him 5 sticks bundled together. The son tried very hard, bending, twisting, but couldn't break them. The father just smiled and said, "Individually we are weak, but together we are unbreakable." Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I am here to speak about the power of teamwork. Teamwork is about individuals working together toward a shared goal, pooling their talents and strengths. Sharing my story from my own work experience, I worked on a project that involved laying a steel gas pipeline across the city. We had multiple teams and departments working for the projects. However, one day, we faced an unprecedented situation. A critical section of the pipeline route permission was cancelled due to amendment in government policies and guidelines for the highways department. At that moment, we had 2 options. Either blame each other for the project delays or come together to find a solution. We chose, of course, option 2. Our team proposed alternative routes and designs. The procurement team ensured that we had the right materials for the changes, and even the contractors and the ground level workers adapted very quickly for the new plan and instructions. And in the end, we completed the project on time. The lesson here is a successful team works like a symphony. Different instruments, different notes, all playing in harmony to create beautiful music. And there's one more important factor in teamwork. Can anyone make a guess? Of course, there are multiple factors.
Leader?
Yes.
Leader.
Yes, leader is one of the important factors. I would like to talk about inclusivity. Inclusivity, which means ensuring every voice is heard, every person feels valued, and everyone gets a seat at the table. During my MBA, I was part of an 8-member team tasked with an academic project. At first, we were really excited. Our team was very diverse, bringing together people from different academic backgrounds, cultures, and genders. This diversity we thought would be a greatest strength. But we soon faced a challenge where 2 of the team members were at opposite ends due to disagreements in project topics. At first, we ignored, thinking that it would eventually subside, but we were wrong. It turned it into heated arguments. We decided to take action as a team, where we approached the situation very carefully. we listen to both perspectives where each team member try to understand what are their viewpoints. Rather than dismissing the either idea, we try to incorporate both. By valuing every voice and promoting open dialogue, we turned a challenge into an opportunity. In the end, we delivered one of the best presentations in our class. Our professor praised not just the content, but also the creativity and analysis, which is a proof that diversity and inclusion, when embraced, eventually leads to innovation. Now, why am I talking about teamwork at Medley Toastmasters Club? Because Toastmasters is teamwork. When you prepare for a speech, your mentor guides you. When you take on your role, the team relies on you. When you evaluate a speech or the meeting, you help others grow. Together, we celebrate successes, learn from challenges, and lift each other up. Because each and everyone plays a unique role in this club, and that's what makes it strong. Now, take a look at your hand. You'll see 5 fingers, right? Each finger is of different size, shape, and strength. The thumb, short but strong, gives us the grip. The index finger points the way. The middle finger stands tall and provides balance. The ring finger is stable and gentle. And the little finger, even though small, provides the support and the stability for the entire hand. Now imagine trying to perform a task like holding a tool or lifting an object without one of those fingers. It becomes difficult, doesn't it? Each finger plays a unique role, and only when all fingers come together do we form a strong fist ready to face any challenge. Just like the 5 fingers of the hand, every team member, regardless of the strengths, academic backgrounds, roles, plays a unique role and has something valuable to contribute. So when we embrace diversity and work together as a team, there is no limit to what we can achieve, because 2 is always better than 1, and unequivocally we can work as a team and achieve transcend beyond any boundaries. I would end my speech with a powerful quote by an American author, Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So the next time when you are faced with a challenge or any situations, don't say, how will I?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit. I completely agree with you. Beyond the shadow of doubt, 2 heads are definitely better than 1. And we at Toastmasters are like the hands together, the fingers together that makes the fist. Yes. For our next speech, I would like to introduce the speaker. He is a business development manager at TCS. He is also a past president and the area director of Area F4. And he has been a Toastmaster since 2021. No matter what, he will always show up whenever and wherever his family needs him. Before I call Toastmaster Venkataseshan onto the stage, I would like to ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Shankar, to kindly explain the purpose of his speech.
Thank you, everybody. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Venkataseshan, is going to attempt take from engaging humor, pathway, evaluation, and feedback. The purpose of this project is for the practice applying the feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during the club meeting. No matter what, definitely you will succeed with it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar. Now, I would like to call our speaker, Toastmaster Venkataseshan, onto the stage. Toastmaster Venkataseshan, we all learn from our mistakes, but what if we? We all learn from our mistakes, but what if we? Toastmaster Venkataseshan.
You do. make mistakes, right? Do you learn from your mistakes? Yes, I do. Year 2015, I landed in the US. After a few months, I started driving car in the US without US license. Beyond any shadow of doubt, don't doubt me, I had Indian license. I used to commute from my home to office, which was around 25 miles, in a car with all my teammates who were trusting me on my driving in the US. One day, when we were driving to the office, the policeman flashed and asked me to stop my vehicle. I parked it over the curb there, and the policeman came to me and he asked me, "Sir, please show your documents." I gave him my registration. He smiled and asked, "Sir, where is your driver's license?" I gave him my driving license. He looked at it and laughed at it. "Sir, I stopped you because your brake light was not glowing. It was not functioning. I'm going to give a ticket for that. But your driving license, with this, you won't be able to drive anymore in the US. Please get a license in US." He said this and he left. Mistake number 1. I did drive in the US without a driving license, US driving license, with Indian license. It was the first mistake. What did I learn from it? Hey, the policemen here are very nice. I can drive with this Indian license anywhere in the US. I learned from my mistake, but it was not the right lesson I learned. Few months passed, my family joined me. My son Raghav, my wife Srimati, and I went for a vacation to Niagara Falls. Very nice scene. If you are in the US, if you are going to US, you should visit Niagara. I visited the beauty of this gigantic Niagara Falls from both US and the Canada side. After visiting, when we started from the hotel, I started driving back to my home. Just from the hotel, we entered the main road. There was very less traffic or no traffic. I was driving, but I got perplexed because the cars were on the same lane as I was driving. I was perplexed not because they were on the same lane, but they were on the opposite direction. My God, what fools are here? How they are driving in the US like this? After a few minutes, I realized I was driving on the wrong direction because I got confused between India and US driving. As soon as I reached home that night, I understood that I made a mistake again. But this time, I decided I'm going to learn a right lesson from this. I joined the driving school there. In driving, you have to go for class for 30 days. 2 hours class, every day you need to go, and then you need to write a test, and then you need to give a driving test. The actual practical test, unlike in India. I attended the classes. I did the test very well, as some of our Toastmasters earlier spoke about the driving license test. I scored 100 out of 100 in the theory test. And when I went for the practical test, I failed miserably. I asked my instructor, what was the mistake I did? He said, you didn't look into your blind spot when you were turning either to the left or to the right. How many of you driving in India? Do you drive cars in India? Do you know what is blind spot? If you know, don't answer. If you don't know, keep your hands raised. Okay. So blind spot is in a car when you drive through the rear window mirror, you can see to a certain extent, but between your seat and the trunk of your car, there will be certain positions where you won't be able to see. That is the blind spot. Typically, when you drive across the blind spot, You need to turn your head and look when you are turning, then only you can view those blind spots. We don't see all this in English, right? But there I failed miserably. I learned from their mistake and I corrected it. I learned that right lesson from it. In all these three scenarios, if you look at fellow Toastmasters, every time I did a mistake, every time I learned a lesson. The mistakes lead to the lessons learned. But what if you are learning it the wrong way? It is very important to fail, to make a mistake, but it is very important to learn the right lessons from it. Rain or shine, unequivocally, failures will give you lessons. We all do make mistakes, but what if we learn the right lessons from them? We grow and excel. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkateshan. Truly, our mistakes and our failures are unequivocally our best teachers. I would like to introduce our third speaker for today. He's a scientist and a researcher by profession. And no matter what, he will show up when his commitment or duty calls him. He is also our club campaign chair. Before I call Toastmaster Shanmugavel onto the stage, I would like to request his evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, to kindly explain the purpose of the speech.
Thank you, Chairmody. Beyond an iota of doubt. And take it from me, what you're going to hear is one of the most difficult, tricky projects that you have. This is being delivered by Toastmaster Shanmugavel. This is from the Dynamic Leadership Level 3, and the project needs correction, by the way, number. It's called Connect with the Audience. Objective is for the speaker, to practice the skills needed to connect with unfamiliar audience. As an option, he can go for an unusual, unfamiliar topic and deliver it to his audience, regular audience. But luckily for him, I can count at least 8 fresh, unfamiliar members in this audience, the guests. Welcome all of you. Back to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. Now, I would like to call on stage our third speaker, Toastmaster Shanmugavel. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, why you are not a chimpanzee? Why you are not a chimpanzee? Toastmaster Shanmugavel.
I will tell.
When we entered into the animal house of a regional research laboratory, Jammu Tawi, where I had been working for 15 years, my daughter exclaimed, "Daddy, Daddy." Her excitement was sparked by the large, colorful 2 chart in the main hall. One is this one. This is the various animals which are used for the in vivo model for human diseases. Another one, origination of human from the, another one please, lower animals, the first one. moment to tell some insight about the evolution of human from the lower animals. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. I know most of the audience are non-biological, so I would like to tell the interesting subject, that is evolution of human from the lower animals. This project is the necessity of, this unfamiliar story is the necessity of my project. That's why I would like to share how I described with my daughter to her. This first one. These animals are used for the human in vivo model for testing diseases. So these are the animals, they are sharing their DNA or genome with the human beings, mostly genetically and physiologically. Genetics means the study of the qualities which passed from our parents to children. If you see the animals like gorilla, chimpanzee, and orangutan, they are sharing lot of genome with human. For example, chimpanzee shares 99% of genome, and orangutan shares 93%. And mammals like cats, tiger, and pig, rabbits, monkey, they are also sharing. Even a non-mammals like a sea crab fish and the snake and fruit fly also shares the genome, 70% and 60% respectively. This made these animals to test as a model for testing humans. That means these animals also having the genetical resemblance with human beings. Next one. If you see morphologically and structurally also, our human beings are resemblance with such a type of lower organism. You can see from this picture, from the monkey to the fish, all are having the limbs. We are saying the legs or arms. In the animals, we are used to say as a limbs, four limbs and hind limbs. If you see their anatomical, next one. Similarity, anatomical similarity means the internal structure. It can be studied from the comparative anatomy. Comparative anatomy, we can say it is a blueprint of machine. Here, your body is the machine. You have to consider like that. Here you can see that human arms compared with the horse, cat, bird, birds and birds. These are the four limbs of the other animals. So our human beings are similar in the inside anatomy of other animals. That means we have more relation with in the comparative anatomy also. Not only that, next one. If you see these organs, sometimes if you don't use, they can be retained in our body as a vestigial organ. Previously, if you see in this giraffe has, and our human also having the same number of bone, but the giraffe they have used those neck, but we didn't use. That's why our neck didn't extend like that. These are all some unused wings of the birds. They are not using their wings. If you see these cockroach, they have also the wings, but they cannot use because they didn't use. That's why they are considered as a remnant or vestigial organ. So in our body also we have so many vestigial organs like that. For example, tail bone and appendix and the ear muscles. If you see, we are also having the ability to move our ears like a elephant, cats, like that animals, but we didn't use. That's why it is considered as a vestigial organ. You can see the snake, they are having two limbs like structure. That is here, legs they have, they didn't use. That's why they have changed as a vestigial organ. Then in the embryology, you can see this is a human one, human embryo. The embryo also we can see all the fish, salamander, chick, everything else that remains same. In the early stage of our human embryo, we are also having the gills that is present in the fish, as well as dates also that is present in the other animals. though we are having the embryological evidence also that we have equally, undoubtedly, we are from the animals, lower animals, next one. In addition to that, we can say all human as well as that animals evolved from the common ancestor, that's a single cell organism. That's why the microbes, that is bacteria and fungi, not only present around us, it is inside our body also. In our body, we are having around 100 trillion microbes, that means bacteria and fungi. 1 trillion is equal to 1 lakh crore. So, most of the microbes are present in the gut. Next one. So, these are the evidence that our human has evolved from the lower animals. Next one. In addition to that, ATP is the universal currency found in all the organisms, all the living organisms, which is very important to do all the work in all the things. This is also one of the evidence that we have originated from the lower organism. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmasters and Muguvel, for that unequivocally enlightening speech. Now it is time for our table topic session. But before that, timer Toastmaster Amrita, could you kindly call out the names of the time qualified speakers?
Toastmaster Ranjit Kumar and Toastmaster Venkateshan are one.
I request everyone to kindly vote for the best speaker. Now, for the table topic section, I would like to introduce our table topics master. He's a software architect by profession, and rain or shine, he tries to make it to the gym to spend 30 minutes there every day. Sometimes he succeeds and sometimes he fails, like all of us. But he never gives up, and that's what matters. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Naren.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Pramod Anand, for that warm introduction. Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. Very good afternoon to all of you. And I'm excited to be the table topics master today because this is a role that I've been looking forward to doing ever since I started attending the club meetings as a guest. So I can see the giggles as an acknowledgement that others also understand the reason behind it. So for the benefit of the guests who have come here today, I would like to explain the what, why and how of table topic sessions. So what exactly is this table topic session? During this session, as the table topics master, I will call up speakers randomly. They can either be Toastmasters or guests as well. When they come up to the stage, I will give them a topic and the speakers will have to speak about that topic on the spot. They will not be given any time to prepare. Now you may all ask me why should I participate in table topic session and what is the use of this session in the first place? Table topics helps us to be prepared even for the unexpected situations. That is what we train here at Toastmasters. Not just for situations that we expect to happen, but even for those unexpected situations. Giving extempore speeches will help you train yourself on how to think and how to speak during these unexpected sessions. For example, you could be called up by a boss in your office to deliver a presentation at the last minute, or people who are working as consultants, they may know customers can throw a curveball at you at any time. They may ask you any question that may flummox you. So you should be prepared for all of these situations, and that's what we try to do at Toastmasters. We try to train everybody for these types of situations. And table topics is the perfect tool that helps you train yourself. Coming to the third part, which is the how part. How does this session work? So during this session, as the timer already mentioned, the speakers will have to speak about the topic that is given to them for anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes. And they'll have to wrap up within 30 seconds after the 2-minute mark, which will be indicated by the red card that is shown to them. And in today's session, I have added a slight twist to make things interesting. All the topics will be a debate. There won't be 2 speakers, but rather there will be just 1 speaker who will be debating with himself or herself. So all the topics will be in the format of either or. For example, which season is the best season? Summer season or rainy season? That is not one of the topics. Just giving you an example. And the speaker who comes up will spend some part of that 2 minutes speaking in favor of one topic, maybe summer season, and they will spend the remaining part of those 2 minutes to speak in favor of the rainy season. So you'll have to speak for both the sides. And however you split your time, that is up to you as the speaker. You can split 1 minute for one topic, for one side, and another minute for the other side, or you can speak for 1 minute 30 seconds for one side and 30 seconds for the other side. That is up to you as the speaker, however you divide the time. But please try to attempt to speak for both the sides. This is a slight twist that has been added. Like I said, expect the unexpected, even for the table topics session as well. I hope everyone is clear with it.
Yes.
Okay. Now for guests, they have the choice of picking either a topic in this format, or I do have some simpler topics for you to get used to speaking in front of an audience and to ease yourself into it. But for table topics, for Toastmasters, there is no option. No matter what, you'll have to speak on the topic that is given to you. And so without any delay, I would like to get started off with this session. Well, there's one more part that I forgot to explain, sorry, which is how the topics will be chosen. Yes. As you can see, there's a gambling table, because it's a gamble to pick a table topic, and there's a deck of cards. You can pick any card from that, and each card will contain a topic. So which will be that either or format that I just explained, and whatever topic that comes up, you'll have to speak about it. Okay. So first up, I would like to call distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan to.
Can you tell about the stakes?
Yeah, that's the surprise. Would you like to pick a card?
King, of course. The kings are the past.
What makes a leader great? Being decisive or being consensual?
Want to repeat it once?
What makes a leader great? Being decisive or being consensual?
See, today's topic master doesn't agree with the grammarian. He wants us to be equivocal. You have to go this way and that way. Anyway, a leader can be decisive or consensual. Okay, both are possible. In my opinion, there is scope for both type of leadership, even with the same individual. Let us see how he can be decisive. To start with, he can be decisive, give his idea, and then explain it, and give some time for the team members to react to that. If he finds good consensus even to start with, then his decisive method will work in this case. If he sees that a lot of people are having different ideas, not really concurring with his ideas, then he must think, maybe this is not the best way, I should go for consensus. Then he has a good discussion with them, trying to arrive at consensus, which is not an easy thing. Reaching consensus is not an easy thing, but if he succeeds, very well, or by the majority, he takes a decision. So decisiveness and going by consensus can be two different approaches. If one doesn't work, you use the other. Need not think that a leader has to be decisive all the time. He is decisive. Then he will not be a successful leader. Same way, somebody who is all the time going for consensus, he will be seen as a weak leader because he doesn't know himself what to do. He is depending on others to make a decision. So, summing up, I will say, in this case, they are not really the opposite sides, these two options of coin. They are actually the same side of a coin, showing different reflections. Back to the
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Savirajan, for your unique point of view on how a leader should be. Next up, I would like to invite Toastmaster Priyadarshini. Which of these will help a society to survive? Values or intelligence?
Today, the good thing is, in our society, we see people are highly educated. It's not just graduation, post-graduation, PhD holders are very common to see. But still, amidst all this, there is one problem the society is facing, is a suicidal rate that we as NGOs have been tackling. So where are we failing? Those days, people were hardly educated, but they still lived a very happy life, a satisfied life. So I definitely feel values is what is missing in today's education. How do we start? Where do we start? It has to start at a very foundation level. Today it's more of competitive world and material world, and that is where we all are heading towards. Having everything in life and there is missing of something called as happiness, then whatever I've achieved is of no sense, it makes no sense. Now for a person who has had all good money with values, now if he doesn't know how exactly he has to utilize this money that which is being given to him, if he puts it in some other wrong business or in a wrong hands. There was a very simple question asked by a student to a teacher. Amidst all this, why is that you always take Sham as a leader and give that responsibility? We all of us are smart enough. Then he says, when you give a bigger responsibility, even though he is rich, even though he is having everything, what really matters is intelligence. So I personally feel value have to be the foundation, added with good intelligence. Intelligence here is, what I meant to say is, the wisdom that we carry after learning so many books. So both values and intelligence is need of an art. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call Toastmaster Pradeep. What is necessary to do great work? An amazing idea or an outstanding execution?
Good afternoon, Toastmaster and dear guest. The idea makes the first thought which brings the conclusion, which comes with the solution. So I believe that when we start any kind of project, any kind of execution, idea is more important. I actually disagree with you that without execution, how can you do the, how the useful of the idea? Guy, I understand. The idea, without execution, idea is totally ideal. But without idea, how can you going to execute it? I agree, but the idea is totally bad if it is not implemented. Implemented in the your office atmosphere or maybe in your career. Yes, point is agreed. But if idea is not valid, properly narrated to the team or to your subordinated, how you are going to execute it? Point is also agreed. But if your idea is not knowledgeable, if your idea is not valuable, how are you going to implement it? Let's come to the one point that idea and implementations are both unnecessary to execute your plan, to get it success. I too agree with your point. That's idea and together with the execution come with the success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pradeep. Now, as I said earlier, we will also have guests speaking today. So the first guest that I would like to call up today is guest Gangadhar. Gangadhar CK. So, would you like to attempt a topic in this format or a general topic?
Yeah, I'll do this.
Which start would you like to pick?
Number 7.
What harms a person more, fear or anger?
Fear or anger. So if I'm not wrong, I'm supposed to talk about fear for the first 2 minutes, anger for the next 2 minutes, right?
No, you'll have 2 minutes totally. You can speak about any for anything.
Got it. Okay. Emotions. That's a really tough topic, I would say, because people go through a lot of emotions, and fear and anger are like, on different ends of things. For example, let's say if I fear about something, lizards, snakes, being happy, all that is in my mind, saying that, I don't actually want to be there in that position anytime in my life. But anger is not something which is within us. It's not about us. It's about the opposite end. It's something which affects people. When I fear something, I just sit in a place. I don't want to talk about anything. I don't want to talk with anyone. I just me. But when it comes to anger, it's shown on other people. It affects other people. So if I have to say that, that's a green card. So if I would say what harms a person in this sense can be us or the opposite one. The fear affects the first person, that is you. When I fear something, I really fear about it. But in case of anger, you show it to the other person. So anyone who just walks around you, who's talking with you, when you're angry, you just yell at them, make them feel bad. So my stand would be that fear is for us and anger is for others. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guest Gangadhar. That was a wonderful attempt that you made. And again, we will have another guest, guest Saranga. Yes, do we have guest Saranga? Okay. I'll move on. Can we have guest Yuvashri? Would you like to pick a topic in this format or? Okay.
I will take 3.
What should a person do to be successful? Do something they are good at or do something they are passionate about?
So good afternoon everyone here. So what should a person do to be successful? I would say that if they are good in any of the art or be it like any technology or anything of that sort, I would say they would naturally be inclined to be passionate about it. So, if attempted to ask to me about if they should a person due to be successful, they should focus on doing something they are good at, which they gradually become passionate towards it. So if I say that if I'm good at a technology, let's say I'm good at computer, I would naturally start learning more about it and become more passionate towards it. I will start looking at what are the future about this particular technology, and then I will start building stuffs on that. So I would say that if you are good at something, you will naturally be inclined to becoming more passionate about it, and that's the route for becoming successful.
Thank you so much, guest Yuvashri. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Yes.
What makes a person more generous? Giving money or giving time?
That is a nice topic. Good afternoon, Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Giving money will be helpful for the students, the poor students. They want to raise their education level. They want to come up in their further educations. Money is helpful. Giving time to share our experience in the respective field. Like in my field, IPO field, I used to give a time to colleagues and my friends how to register a trademark, how to select a trademark, why your trademark will not be affected. According to me, both is important. Life, you should give to others always. You're not supposed to keep it. Even knowledge is power, but knowledge should be shared, especially in their field, in their respective field. Doctor like our president.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். எல்லாரும் ஆர்வமா கதை படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கீங்களா? கொஞ்ச நேரம் கதை கேட்கலாமா? ஆமாங்க, நம்ம நூலகத்தினோட தரைத்தளத்துல சாட்டர்டே ஸ்டோரிஸ்க்காக ஒன்றல்ல, இரண்டல்ல, 3 கதை சொல்லிகள் காத்திருக்கோம். எல்லாருமே நம்ம நூலகத்தினோட தரைத்தளத்துக்கு உடனே வாங்க, கதைகளை கேளுங்க, சந்தோஷமா இருங்க.
That is why in my Toastmasters, especially Medley Toastmasters Club, it's community club. We have doctors, professionals, engineers, software professionals. Like Narayan is a very good in PowerPoint and other things. We will learn, we will share also. This is my experience. That is why both are very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesan. And as I said earlier, expect the unexpected. So the announcements came up suddenly here. So well done, sir. Next, I would like to call guest Perumal, if you're here. Okay. I will move on. Guest Manoj Kumar. No, it's okay. Please come on. No, it's fine. Please come. Like I have other topics too that you can try if you want to.
No, not right.
Sun. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll come back to you. So, guest Saranga, are you? Yes. Thank you. Please come on. Would you like to add?
I just think I need to sleep on my own.
Wow.
Okay. We are back now. So would you like to pick a topic in this format? You want to format?
7.
7 was already chosen. have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 5, 9, 5. What is the best way to learn? Asking questions or finding answers?
The best way to learn is that we need to be very much attentive and we need to be understanding first. Because we need to have the
asking all that one. First we go and check up that mobile phone and the same day out, what are brushing your teeth or something like that. That's how that we started doing doing that work, what has been there, in fact. So one time in a case of that where you require to have anything specifically, where we need to focus, it is better that we need to do it one thing at a time rather than doing a multitasking. Today's society that we are all been witnessing to, every time that everybody has been doing a multitasking because it has been happening from our subconscious mind that we've been doing it. It starts from that where we have been doing a driving also. We are not consciously doing all that one, so we know what exactly that how we have been driving and all these things now. So it requires in this society now that it depends on that sometimes where we need to be doing a multitasking. At times that where if it is something on a task or something to which we need to do it, for that probably that we need to do one at a time to have a clear focus on it.
Thank you, Hari Krishnan.
Thank you.
Yes, I will read the topic facing the audience. Sorry for that, sir. And do we have any? So, Timer, do we have time for another speaker?
Actually, I don't think we have time. We have to start the parliament.
Okay. Yes. So, can you please read out the qualified table topic speakers?
ATM Sampal, Toastmaster Priya, Toastmaster Pradeep, guest Gangadhar, guest Urvashi, Toastmaster Venkateshan, guest Sarada, and guest Hari Krishnan, all of them.
Okay. I would like to request all of you to take a few seconds to vote for the best table topic speaker.
What's the last name? Last speaker? It's Hari Krishnan. Hari Krishnan.
With that, I will turn over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pramod.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nirnay. Beyond the shadow of doubt, that was an enterprising session. And I agree with you, table topics is a gamble, but an ethical kind of gamble that we would all love to indulge in. Next, we have an educational session by our Area C3 Director, Toastmaster Prasanna. It is an educational session on the parliamentary procedures. First, I would like to introduce her. She is also an anesthesiologist, and a past president of Medley Toastmasters Club. She would show up, rain or shine, for work, family, or Toastmasters, and she keeps a balance between all three. I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Prasanna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pramod. A very warm good afternoon to all the Toastmasters and guests who have joined us today. Am I audible at the back? Yeah, I'll give some help.
Then use the microphone if it is
If
available.
I'm audible and comfortable with the microphone. Fine. So today we are going to see about parliamentary procedures. Before we actually go into parliamentary procedures, I have a small activity. So this is a Mentimeter survey where I would like you to share what comes to your mind when you start thinking about meetings. Say you thought about meetings, be it your office meetings, in your apartment association meetings, or any other meetings which you've been a part of. What comes to your mind when you think about it?
When the meeting will end?
Please put in your inputs. There are two ways to access this. One, you can keep your mobile data on and scan it with your camera, or you can go to this menti.com, type the code given here, and share your inputs. We have 30 seconds for you to do this. So we see what are the responses we've got till now. I'm also trying this Menti for the first time, so
Can you give the code for joining?
go to menti.com and the code is 2590753224. How many of you have put in your inputs? So I know if it's coming. Okay, it should come. So we got some inputs here: action, boring, brainstorming, collaboration, fun. I wonder who said that. Not able to hear you, that's why I'm using a mic now. Speech, productive, relevant, time. Yes. Thanks for your inputs. What are parliamentary procedures? Parliamentary procedures are a set of rules which help us to have productive meetings. Today, you will be seeing what are these, why do we need them, and how are we going to practice parliamentary procedures in our meetings. So imagine all the meetings you've attended in before. What happens? Usually you will have one or two persons who tend to dominate the discussion. They have various inputs to share. They will not let the other person share their viewpoints. They will want things to be done their way, and they might dominate the discussion, thereby robbing the others of their right to be heard and for the opinions to be considered. This is one situation. The other situation is when people ramble about. You start at one point, then go to the next point, then go to the other point, and keep coming back to the first point. So it's like a maze. We just keep going round and round, coming back to the same place again, and there is no effective results, no effective decisions made, and it's a waste of time for all of us who are involved in such meetings. And the third situation, many people talk at the same time. So we don't know who's telling what to whom, whose point of view is to be noted down. We tend to miss important points, and that leads to a lot of confusion and conflict when too many people talk at the same time. It is to avoid these situations is where parliamentary procedures help us. They are a system of rules which ensure structure and fair participation in club meetings. Meetings are a place where the decisions we make will tend to impact the lives of those outside the meeting. So it is very imperative that we make decisions which are precise, right, and according to the will of the majority. So these are taken into consideration in forming the parliamentary procedures. Why do we need them? What happens in a meeting where you don't get to voice your opinion? You tend to feel left out. You tend to feel sad that what you are trying to say, you're not able to say, or you're not given the opportunity to say. Then people lose interest, it gets long, boring, effective man hours, productive working hours are lost. And of course, the person who's speaking might feel intimidated when 4 or 5 people stand up and talk at the same time. All these prevent us from coming to effective decisions while having a meeting. It is to avoid these parliamentary procedures come. So parliamentary procedures are here to help us maintain decorum in a meeting, to ascertain the will of the majority. All decisions that are made should be made according to the will of the majority of the people involved, while also it is even more important to preserve the right of every individual in that meeting. And we can also facilitate orderly transaction of business through parliamentary procedures. So how to apply Toastmasters? This is the structure of Toastmasters organization where members are at the top. So members form clubs like our Medley Toastmasters Club, and club as an executive committee to look after the administration, which comprises of the president, vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relations, secretary, treasurer, sergeant at arms, immediate past president. 3 to 4 clubs join together to form an area, which has an area council, which is the area director, club presidents, VP and VP memberships. And 3 to 5 areas together to form divisions, which has a division council with the division director and area directors of the division. And 8 to 10 divisions come together to form district, which has a district council and district executive council. The district council has a district executive council and the club presidents and education of all the clubs. While the district executive council has a district director, program quality director, club growth director, public relations manager, admin manager, finance manager, all the division directors, area directors, and immediate past district director. And the districts come together to form regions, which has a region advisor, and then we have the board of directors, the international officers, and the world headquarters. This is the structure of the Toastmasters organization. Unlike many other organizations, the beauty of this is the members are at the top. So members are given great value and priority in the Toastmasters organization. This organization is governed by a set of documents which is called the club constitution. This has two parts, 6A and 6B. 6A is uniform for all the across the world, and one of the important things which they say is, of the purpose of the Toastmasters Club is for members to also learn parliamentary procedures which will help them in effective conduct of meetings and group discussions. And this is the addendum of club options which is individualized for every club. Every club can make certain amendments to this club constitution according to their requirements. A few definitions before we dive into the parliamentary procedures as such. Constitution is the organization's fundamental governing principles, and bylaws and standard rules which govern an organization's internal affairs. So parliamentary procedures apply in business meeting. What are business meetings? Business meetings are meetings which are conducted to help us transact certain businesses. It could help us make some decisions about the club operations, progress, and future actions. It is also used to ratify executive committee decisions and actions. In business meetings, where important decisions have to be made, it is important for us to follow parliamentary procedures to help us in effective meetings. How do we do that? For every parliamentary session, we have a chair. The chair need not always be the president. When the president has a motion to make, somebody else can also be the chair of the parliamentary session, of the business session. So the importance of the chair is like the traffic controller. The chair ensures that the rules are followed through, that everybody, there is quorum maintained, there is decorum maintained. The chair ensures that there is at one time only one motion is entertained, at one time only one speaker speaks, and every member who speaks only to the chair. Members do not speak to each other. This is important in parliamentary procedures and also in general club meeting decorum. It is important that we discuss only one item, follow the agenda, don't deviate from the agenda, and the chair maintains the decorum of the meeting. Okay, a quick question. Dash could save your life. Helmet. Seatbelt.
Silence.
Silence. Okay.
Doctor.
Sorry? Rules. Doctor, lawyer, thank you. Who said who said doctor?
Ambulance.
Sorry?
Ambulance.
Ambulance. Okay.
Parliament. How do you explain parliament?
Yeah, thank you. Communication. Good, you should be a Toastmaster.
You have a mentee for
No, I wanted some interaction also. Yeah. Sorry? Alertness. Yes. Robert Rules of Order can save your life. Thank you for those who responded. So a small story behind this. So General Robert, he was a military man as well as an engineer. He also was a part of his church clergy. So during one quite peaceful Saturday afternoon, he was having a meeting in his church with all the church members. They were discussing some very harmless thing. Suddenly there was a difference of opinion between the members there, and they started arguing, they started raising their voice, they started throwing things at each other, they started hitting each other, and it soon turned into a battleground. People started running away, and Robert came running home, sat in the study, and thought, gosh, meetings should not become weapons of mass destruction. And so he wrote this set of rules called the Robert Rules of Order. He wrote this in 1876, 150 years back. And has undergone many revisions. The latest revisions are these. So here he gives the rules for the parliamentary procedures which we follow in Toastmasters and which many other organizations and governments also follow. So these is what we will be referring and telling all about. In this Robert Rules of Order, he also mentions about the use of the gavel. The gavel which we use in Toastmasters meeting and also in many other organizations. One tap is used to declare the meeting open for completion of an item and for the members to be seated. 2 taps is to call the meeting to order and 3 taps for the members to stand, and a series of taps is to restore order. A few other definitions. Quorum. Quorum is a minimum number of members which is required for a club to transact a business. Imagine, Medley, we have a 60-member club, 62. What if there's a meeting with only 20 members attend? Is it prudent for us to pass any resolutions based on the 20 members' inputs? No, because majority, the 40 others are absent on that meeting. So for any club business to happen, it is important for us to have a quorum, which is 50% of members plus 1. And what is the main motion? Main motion is a formal proposal that an action be taken. And the chair or the presiding officer is the meeting leader who sees that the rules are observed. So let us go through a business meeting flow. It starts by calling the meeting to order. Then we take a roll call to check if we have a quorum. Then we have the minutes of the previous meeting passed, read and then passed. And then we have the treasurer's report, the various committees report, then any unfinished business arising out of these reports. And then we take in the new motion, and then we come to a conclusion regarding this motion and adjourn the meeting. A little more depth into it. After calling to order, the secretary reads the previous MOM, the members approve the MOM, matters arising out of the MOM are discussed, then the club officers give their report, then the various standing committee, special committee, they give their report, and then we have main motion, and then the decision on the main motion and the meeting is adjourned. So business sessions can be for new member induction, election, installation of club officers, any old business or a new business. So how do we handle a motion? Suppose say you want to change the meeting timing from Sunday to Sunday. So what is the procedure, what are the steps involved in handling a motion? Let's get your inputs first before we go into it. Please Mentimeter again. Or if you go to menti.com and type the code 347 330 88. You'll have to rank it based on the order of which comes first. You click on that first and rank it. We have certain responses. Member makes a motion, chair places a motion before the group. Motion is put to vote. Then motion is open for debate. Another member seconds the motion, chair announces the result. Well, that wasn't exactly the right order. So let's see what are the steps to handle a motion. First, anybody who seeks to make a motion should seek the floor. So for the chair to give permission, you must either raise your hand or even better to stand up and say, Chair, request the chair to seek the floor. Once the chair recognizes you by your name, then you can state the motion. The member makes the motion and another member seconds the motion. Just because one person wants to discuss something, there's no point in the entire club discussing it. So at least one other member should feel that the motion or the item to be discussed is worthy of a discussion. So every motion has to be seconded for it to be taken up on for discussion. Without a second, that motion will not be taken up for discussion. And it is the chair's prerogative to decide whether the motion can come on floor. So once a member makes a motion and another member seconds the motion, the chair states the motion and places it before the group. After this, the motion is open for debate. Those for and those against can speak in turns to debate on the motion, and then the motion is put to a vote and the chair announces the result. These are the correct steps which we follow to pass a motion. And every motion should come to a reasonable conclusion before we go on to the next motion. Either it should be passed or it should not be passed or it should be pushed off to later part of the day. Some kind of decision should be made for the motion before we go to the next item on the agenda. So let's briefly see what are the types of motions. There are 4 types of motions: the main motion, subsidiary motion, privileged motion, and incidental motions. We see them one by one. Main motion are motions which propose a new item, either a change of the existing meeting time or change in meeting location or any new business is a main motion. Subsidiary motions take precedence over the main motions. Subsidiary motions are motions which tend to treat or put an end to the main motion. They are the motion to amend, by which we can amend the main motion, or call to question is when we decide to go for a vote even without enough discussion, or if we feel the discussion has come to a reasonably well-rounded manner, and where we refer to a committee. If we feel a motion is too complicated to be decided the same day, we can form a committee and refer the motion to a committee. To lay on table is to push the motion to a later part of the day and to withdraw a motion. So these are subsidiary motions which tend to amend the main motion. So these motions take precedence over the main motion. We should first decide on the amendment, and once the amendment is passed, then the main motion should be taken up for consideration. And we have incidental motions, some of which are raised to point of order. Say a motion has been passed and the chair takes it up without a second. And anybody can raise a point of order telling the motion has not been seconded. And request for information. Suppose a member does not understand what is a motion exactly, the member can request for information from the chair. These are incidental motions which take precedence even beyond the subsidiary motion or the main motion. And we have privileged motion which takes the utmost precedence. They are the orders of the day. Orders of the day are to discuss only items on the agenda for that day. Suppose we need to discuss some other item, anybody can raise the orders of the day motion and make us stick to the agenda. And the motion to adjourn to have a recess are privileged motion. So this is a chart of the motion. So as we discussed, the privileged motion takes precedence over all other motions, which is to adjourn, take a recess, orders of the day. And then we have the subsidiary motion which tend to modify the main motion, such as lay on table, close the debate, refer to a committee and amendment. Then we have the main motion, and then we have the incidental motions. One thing which I would like to highlight is, can anyone, okay, so for each of these motions we have whether this motion can interrupt the speaker, does it require a second, is it amendable, is it debatable, does it require a vote, and what is the purpose of this motion. So let us just focus on a few specific things. If you see here, most of the motions require a majority of the vote, except for a few. A few motions require 2/3 of the majority. That is closing the debate, or limiting the time of the debate, or suspending the rules and object to consideration. What is common between these 4 motions? Can anyone say? Closing the debate. So when we close the debate, we say we should not give that person 3 minutes time, let's close the debate at 2 minutes. And when you say, the other item is when you, previous question is let's end this debate and go for a vote. And here when you suspend the rules or you object to consideration, all these are motions which curtail the individual's freedom. So any motion which curtails an individual's right to speak up or to be heard requires 2/3 of the majority and not just 50% plus 1. So this is the importance of parliamentary procedures. It gives utmost importance for every member for an individual to exercise his or her right and for an individual to make his or her viewpoint heard and taken into consideration. So many motion which requires two-thirds majority is needed for motions which suppress individuals' right. Yeah, in the interest of time, we'll just skip this. So we saw what is parliamentary procedures and why it's important for us in the orderly transaction of business. The majority rules, but every individual's rights are to be respected. It is important for us to maintain decorum, the types of motion, and how to handle a motion. So, we might have a feeling that parliamentary procedures complicates meetings. On the contrary, it's the lack of parliamentary procedures which complicates meetings. Parliamentary procedures help us to maintain decorum, help us to make decisions unequivocally, and no matter what, let us try to imbibe parliamentary procedures in small way and gradually bring it as a part of our daily meetings. These are not mere traditions, rather, parliamentary procedures are a testament to the core values which we hold as Toastmasters, which are
Integrity.
Thank you. Integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna for the awareness. I would like to take a moment to appreciate the decorum that we maintain in Toastmasters, where we follow such rules so that no one feels left out and everyone feels involved, no matter what. Next, they say that someone said that feedback is the breakfast of champions. And I'm not quoting this because I'm thinking about snacks and tea. I would like to invite our general evaluator onto the stage for the evaluation session.
Now I'd like to call our my second team, evaluation team, evaluator for the first speech. Toastmaster Rohit Medappa. He is from Karnataka. He's been living and working in Chennai for the past 11 years. He works with Cognizant Technology Solution. For the past 2 years, he's temporarily relocated to Mumbai and Gurgaon due to work assignments. I would like to call our Toastmaster Rohit Medappa. Please join hands to welcome.
Thank you, G. Toastmaster Bandit, congratulations, bright start to your motivation, to your pathways motivation strategies. To begin with, a good opening statement for your speech. Yeah. So, and your content, followed by your content was very much in sync with your title. Being your first level 1 speech, your objectives were limited. I think you have covered most of your objectives that was mentioned as per your speech. So you covered most of them, but you left out being this topic around teamwork. So you couldn't, I mean, it's not that you can cover all the objectives, but you have covered most of the important objectives. So speech, you did with most of the objects out of 8. I think you have covered almost about 5, 6 of them. Starting with your chronology of events, your speech did have a few events that were in order. It was also topical, where all the events you mentioned in speech revolved around teamwork, and that was also relevant. And you had clarity, you were able to convey the message to the audience. Eye contact, yes, you did cover every corner, every side, and the audience. Your comfort, when it comes to comfort level, yes, you were very comfortable facing the audience. Well, a few things where you could have worked on was, next, your speech. How well your speech was constructed? Yes, your speech was well constructed. Delivery could have been a notch better. That's one thing. And gestures and body language, you could have, little bit you could have worked on it. and you could have made use of the stage space as well. So you have enough space, you are rooted to the space, you could have made use of this space. So teamwork being a very broad and relevant topic, you did give your very best to make it concise and deliver the speech. So going forward, I think that you'll have a lot more. You'll be you'll be able to deliver a lot more effective and quality speeches going forward. I think this is your first speech. Going forward, you'll have a lot more opportunities to improvise on your current speech, and then you'll have a lot more topics to cover. I think you'll do much better. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Medappa. Now I would like to call our evaluator for the second speech, Toastmasters Shankar. He is a data scientist and working in a multinational company as a manager.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I would like to appreciate the way which the topic was chosen by Toastmaster organization, because that is the need of the hour, considering that in another 10 days, we are celebrating the New Year. Kudos to you. So whenever you want to connect with the audience, there are two things which you can easily do. One, it is asking the questions where Toastmaster organization asks the right questions at the right questions in the start, and one at the mid. And second, very important thing on stories. Stories, it's not about no one stories. He has taken his own personal story, that too 3 personal story, or each story, all the stories which have the message on that. Bingo for that. And really I appreciate Toastmaster Venkateshan. I think you are the only persons where you have used the stage movement perfectly along with the hand gestures, where you are focusing sometimes where this type of audience and sometimes where no this type of the audience. Bingo for that. Probably in order to make yourself for the next level, I would like to recommend few of the recommendation on your speech. Number 1, this pathway is required for engaging humor, where I could see that there are a lot of spaces where you could have improved, not only sprinkle with the humor, where you are pouring with the humor. One, where when you are interacting with the police officer, that too in US for the first time, and probably you could have used some of the local language, sir, sorry sir, or you could use some kind of the Tanglish that could earn more humor with the audience. And similarly, when you are showing with the license, instead of not giving to Prasanna, you can show with the audience, because we all know that 20 years once the driving license happened. Probably the police officer might have asked you whether it's a son or someone. Probably that way you could have engaged with the humor. And again the spot, black spot, where you could have used some kind of humor. And another important thing is that when you start narrating about Niagara Falls, yes, you are describing about Niagara Falls. But what I see then as an evaluator, it didn't marry together. Your voice and the way expressions, it did not marry that. Probably you could have worked a little bit of facial reaction. And third, very important is connecting with the audience. Yes, you first ask with the questions. Do you make the mistakes? There was a response without acknowledging their response. Or probably you could have asked 1 or 2 questions from them so that they are close to with us. That probably could have improved. And last but not least, the title, we all learn from mistake, but what if? But I don't see that how you connect at the end. Probably you could have used some of the own example where you are failing, probably some of the instances where you have achieved. That would be brilliant. Overall, I really love your speech overall. No matter what, definitely the next speech will be rocking along with the humorous speech. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shankar. Now I'd like to call our evaluator for the third speech, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. He is a former communicator director for the Ashok Leyland, former district 82 PR manager, district 120 finalist in Prepare and TT, communication consultant and creative combining words, photography, voice and designing. I'd like to call him on stage. Please put your hands to just welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmaster Dr. Shankar, dear friends. why are you not a chimp? When you read that first, did you get angry or did you smile? He started with a 6. Fantastic selection of topic. There are 4 things I really liked about your speech, apart from this. So that makes it 5. First thing is, when the TMOD said why you are not a chimp, you grabbed that with the presence of mind of a chimp and said, I will answer it. Everybody smiled. That shows a presence of mind and also a supreme confidence which I saw throughout that comes from the mastery of the topic. Research like that. Second, the topic of genealogy. We know it, yet we don't know it because we had all studied it in schools. So that kept us interested throughout, at least for me. Third, the structure. Again, it's so logical. It's so mathematical. It's chronology, the genealogy of ecological succession. So it cannot be but logical. That helped you. And again, it kept us interested. Fourth, PPTs. Often EPP is a nuisance, but here, these are remote creatures, helped us recall, register, and again retain the interest. And I also saw some subtle color coding, which you could have explained. The blues for the initial animals, I saw some color coding. Doesn't matter. So that's where we are. That's why I said it is a tricky project, I said, because if I now take 2 aspects from the project requirement, one, it says topic has to be unfamiliar, also of interest, of relevance, and used to the audience. There, I think there is improvement possible. Second, the manual says that you share the desired outcome initially and also explain how it benefits the audience. So they will have greater reason to listen to you. Then 2 other reasons to the point which are my own. One is vocabulary. I know the topic is unfamiliar. I have to manage. But vestigial, that floored me. You could have avoided that, I thought. Then my last point is of ambiguity. Ambiguity because I didn't finally get the answer to the question, despite my patience, why you are not a chimp. I don't think anybody got it. Second, evolutionary journey. I still don't know where microbes came, because they came in between. Where the cellular or unicellular organs came, where mammals came. So I read the history of Ramayana, but I'm still left wondering. Third, the mystery. At the end, I thought I saw an ATM card, something like that, and a title which almost, I couldn't read fully, which said universal currency, human, whatever. Perry Mason solves his problems at the last page. I was denied that. In other words, and also, if you could kindly do a recording of your speech and share it with your mentor, you might get some feedback. Overall, good research, material, structure, but last, solve the mystery for me. All the best to you.
Thank you for your wonderful evaluation, sir. Now I would like to know a timer. Can you please tell me who are the qualified evaluators?
Toastmaster Rohit and Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you so much. Now, okay, can you please come, timer, can you come and give the report for today's meeting?
Good afternoon once again. The following is the timing for the various speeches. Presiding officer Toastmaster Pradha took 6 minutes 45 seconds. Toastmaster Pramod over various stretches took around 5 minutes 30 seconds. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Ranjit took 6 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Venkateshan took 6 minutes 23 seconds. And Toastmaster Shanmugal took 7 minutes 57 seconds. For the table topics, Toastmaster Narendra took about 4 minutes 30 seconds for the intro, and DTM Sampath sir took 2 minutes 10 seconds, Toastmaster Priya took 2 minutes 3 seconds. Toastmaster Pradeep took 1 minute 42 seconds. Guest Gangadhar took 1 minute 36 seconds. Guest Yuvashri took 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesh took 1 minute 32 seconds. Guest Saranga took 1 minute 5 seconds. And guest Hari Krishnan took 1 minute 54 seconds. For the evaluations, Toastmaster Rohit took 2 minutes 50 seconds. Toastmaster Shankar took 3 minutes 10 seconds. And distinguished Toastmaster Thomas took 3 minutes 50 seconds. Thank you.
Now I would like to call our counter, Toastmaster Prasanna Venkatesh.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Here's my counter report. First, I would like to congratulate Toastmasters as well as guests who gave a clear and an unequivocal speech. Role player TMOD Toastmaster Pramod, DTM Sampath, Toastmaster Venkatesan and guest Saranga gave a clear speech. Now I list down the speakers who has almost clear speech so that the speakers as well as others can learn from it. For the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Ranjit used one time and 2 times. Toastmaster Venkatesation used so 1 time. Toastmaster Shanmugavel used so 2 times. For the table topic session, Toastmaster Narendra used 2 times and 1 time. TT speakers, Toastmaster Priya used 1 time. Toastmaster Pradeep used 1 time. Guest Gangadhar used 1 time. Guest Yuvashri used multiple times. Guest Hari Krishna used 1 time, so 2 times. For the evaluation session, Toastmaster Hema, General Toastmaster Hema used 2 times. Evaluators Toastmaster Rohit used 2 times. So 2 times or multiple times. Toastmaster Shankar used 1 time, no 1 time and 1 time. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas used so 1 time. That's it. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call our grammarian, Distinguished Toastmaster Udami Periyaswamy, to give her report.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it was to listen to all of you today. Today our Toastmaster of the Day tops all the charts, be it using the word of the day or the idioms and phrases of the day. Unequivocally, he is a fast learner amongst all of us. So first, words of appreciation for those of us who managed to use unequivocally the word of the day. We had, of course, our Toastmaster of the Day using it the maximum number of times. We had Speaker Ranjit, Venkatesation, Dr. Shanmugavel, Dr. DTM Sampath, Dr. Prasanna Vani and Prasanna Venkateshan. Coming to the idioms or the phrases of the day, no matter what was used by Pramod 4 times, we had Toastmaster Shankar use it once. Beyond the shadow of doubt, we had again Pramod, Venkatesation and DTM Thomas Abraham. Rain or shine, Pramod again, and it was used by Toastmaster Venkatesation. So coming to the good usages of the English language, we had Toastmaster Pramod mention ethical gamble, which was quite interesting. We had Toastmaster Ranjit with snapped, unprecedented. I quite like this usage. A successful team works like a symphony. And then you had tasked with heated arguments and transcend. Moving on. The next speaker, Venkatesation, had gigantic, perplexed, failed miserably, blind spot. Dr. Shanmugavel mentioned, exclaimed, genome, physiologically vestigial. We had guest Hari Krishnan use subconscious. Then the table topic master Naren had throw a curve ball, expect the unexpected. We had DTM Dr. Sampath Saurirajan mentioned decisive, consensual, growing by consensus. Toastmaster Priya used societal reset, which was a good learning for me. Wisdom. Guest Saranga used keenly listening, walk of life. We had table topic speaker Pradeep mentioned narrated, knowledgeable. Guest Gangadhar had quite an interesting exclamatory phrase like tough topic, I would say. Guest Yuvashri mentioned naturally inclined. We had Venkatesan use the word colleagues. And coming to the educational session, Dr. Prasannavani used ramble, intimidated. The quote, meetings should not become tools of mass destruction, was quite interesting. The other words were prudent and testament. Of course, we had evaluator Rohit use a notch better, relevant. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham mentioned supreme confidence, ecological, and the triad recall, register, retain, and solve the mystery. Moving on to where we could have done better in terms of using the language or in pronouncing the words is we tend to use gigantic, it is actually gigantic. We interchangeably use it. Similarly, gestures is gestures. Transcend beyond boundaries is actually transcend boundaries. Going beyond the boundaries is actually transcending boundaries. Parked it over the curb. You don't park over the curb, you pull over the curb or park it next to the curb. Gave him my driving license, could have been handed over my driving license. Then most of the audience are non-biological, could have been most of the audience are from non-biological background. Picking a topic, I think we can choose a topic. Lived a satisfied life, could have been led a satisfied life. The timer, usually we say took 2 minutes for the TT or took 2 minutes for speech. We could probably look at using spoke for 2 minutes or presented their thought for 2 minutes and so on. We had our first speaker, Ranjit, speak about inclusivity. Whenever we have to give an example, we always tend to, be it women or men, we always tend to use he. A leader can be he or a leader can also be she. So let us try to bring in inclusivity by using the term they. When you quote an example, he drives fast could have been they drive fast. Something like that. So that brings me to the end of the report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Now it is time to give my report. Let me talk about the positive aspects of the meeting today. Thank you so much to our Toastmaster Shangume and Toastmaster Bharat, Toastmaster Prasanna Pramod, Toastmaster Priya and Toastmaster Pravda. They all have just been for the campaigning. They brought a nice lot of guests over here. Thank you so much for that. Can you please give a big hand for them? And thanks so much to Toastmaster Bharat and Toastmaster Kalyani. They are always just much ahead when they are preparing for the meeting. Thank you so much for that. And everything was set at the time. The meeting started on the time. he started at the right time. And then he handed over to the presiding officer. And thanks to Toastmaster, our presiding officer Pravda, us giving talking about passion, Pranaship. We haven't heard about it. This is the first time we're hearing about it. Thank you so much for that. And next thing is like Toastmaster Pramod. His theme was very nice, rain or shine. It was very good. And grammarian, her word of the day, unequivocally, just resonates well with the today's theme. Thank you so much for that. And I just like to thank our Toastmaster Ranjit, who just talked about just embracing the diversity. That was wonderful. And I just like to thank Toastmaster Venkateshan for one thing. Wherever we are Indians. You proved that again. Everyone else in the world is going in one direction. As an Indian, coming in different direction, thinking, what is this happening? Everybody is coming in the wrong direction. So wherever you are Indian, you proved. Thank you so much for that. And Toastmaster Shanmugare, initially when you started with, you gave a beautiful humorous answer. It was nice. Next to that is you had taken us to the zoology class. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for that. And the table topic master, all your, it was very creative, it was very interesting. It just, you engaged us. And one thing, one small suggestion is, you need to face the audience and you have to twice, you have to talk about tell the title. That is very important. And thank you so much for the parliamentary session today by Toastmaster, our area director, Prasanna Bani. And areas of improvisation is like, last time, just 2 times before, 2-3 months before when I had, the room was overflowing. It was full. Today we are just lacking that. Maybe we have to work on that in future. And next thing is, one of our friends was just coming this way and coming this way, that way, moving, was not worried about it at all, like it was disturbing the meeting. Normally our Medlians, we never do that. If you sit in a place, we do something, we just don't disturb. We'll wait for the time to get up and walk. But our friend, he just, so it is our mistake. We have not communicated properly over there. That is one thing we have to work on that. And next thing is somebody, I think not from the Medlians, maybe some new guest. They have switched, they forgot to switch off the mobile. Can they work on that in future? Or it is our mistake? Maybe we all have to discuss about that. So if we avoid, again as usual, meeting is always wonderful. So with this, I'd like to hand over the meeting to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Pramod.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hema, and for the rest of the team as well. Now, before I hand over the stage to the presiding officer, I would first like to take a moment to thank all the role players, all the auxiliary role players, all the speakers, all the table topic speakers, and for all Medlians and for the guests, simply for showing up. Could you please have a big round of applause for everyone? Thank you, everyone. Thanks to each and every single one of you, we've had an unequivocally fantastic meeting. With this, I would like to conclude today's session and hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you, TMOD, Toastmaster Pramod. Today's meeting was unequivocally amazing. Hope you all agree with me, yes or no? So I have to thank many members for making this special meeting happening. First of all, I thank our club campaign chair, Toastmaster Shanmugare, who has reached the venue 1 week before to make the arrangements for paying the rent for today's meeting. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Toastmaster Venkateshan, Toastmaster Priya, Toastmaster Amrita, Toastmaster Kalyani, Toastmaster Bharat, Toastmaster Pramod, for reaching 1.5 hours before today and involving actively in the campaigning to the guests of this Anna Centenary Library. Thank you so much. And thanks to all the guests who have joined today's meeting. Today we had 27 members, Medley members, and 17 guests from Anna. May I get some feedback from any of the guests who joined today's meeting, who wanted to share your feedback about today's meeting? Any first time guests who wanted to volunteer and give your feedback? few lines, what did you understand about today's meeting? Either in English or in Tamil, no problem. Yes? Yes, please.
My name is Karan. So, this is my first session. Running here Toastmaster Ranjit is my classmate. We are currently pursuing MBA at IIT Madras. So, the session was good. I kind of understood what things are here. I heard the name before, but never knew what happens here. So, it was a good experience overall. Thank you.
Anybody else want to share? Is anyone from behind?
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm attending Toastmasters meeting. Actually, we are very busy with our studies. But why I attended today is I want to attend the meeting continuously after my exam. So I just want the context, all the meetings will happen, how things will happen. So I just got the details. So actually I had an overview of the meeting. So it's a nice experience. So looking forward to improve my communication skills to better level. Thank you.
Thank you so much for making it for today's meeting in the middle of your busy studies. Thank you so much. On behalf of XCOM and Medley Toastmasters Club, I thank our Area Director, Toastmaster Prasanna Mani, for the educational session, to make it interesting parliamentary session. Thank you so much. I would like to thank our special thanks to our SAA who took pain to go to Desert Rose and bring the entire kit, making all the appreciation to the first time role players, general evaluator, Toastmaster Nirmal, and table topic master, Toastmaster Nirmal. So before going into give the announcement about next week's meeting, next week is the last meeting of this term. It's again going to be a special meeting. We are going to have a joint meeting with Meraki Toastmasters Club, educational session by Toastmaster Venkataseshan on Better Club series. So please do join for that. So can I get the results? Please vote for the best role player of the day. TT Master Narendra, General Evaluator Kema, and TMOD Toastmaster Pramod. Take few seconds to vote for the best role players. Any other feedback from any other guests? Yes, please.
I've heard something about the body language that everybody has recommended, and I like the way of speech communication skills and how they try to get the words, and if it doesn't come from their mouth also, they are trying to communicate. So that is what even the 60s and 50s age also is trying to make it. Means we can also definitely have to improve as well in trying out.
Thank you so much for sharing. So the results for today's meeting. Best speaker goes to Toastmaster Ranjit. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Shankar. Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Priyadarshi. Toastmasters Sukanti Perisami. The best role player goes to RTA Modi, Toastmaster Pramod. The sound of this gavel, I adjourn meeting number 812. Time for the outcome. Thanks.